In this demonstration, we're going to have a look at some of the security features and configurations that are available for you to affect as an IT manager, and also have a look at some of the benefits of the security and data access within Dynamics 365 Business Central. As with all users in the Dynamics 365 Business Central product, you can assign yourself a specific role center that's specifically designed to take you straight to the administration functions of the system. Users can choose this from their menu through the settings, but equally you as the administrator can define this against users and actually configure what this home page looks like. In this case, I've got mine set up so that I'm using the administration of users homepage. This role center provides me with functionality that's key for me to do my job. It takes me to queues and insights of information that it thinks that I need to know about, and as I say, you can tailor them. Home pages can be personalized as we're seeing here. We can hide elements or move them around as needed, bringing the thing we want to see first to the top of the page, for example, how many users are in what groups from an audit perspective. Queues can be edited and KPIs associated with them, so you can adjust a queue so that the colour will change to highlight in more detail when things are outside of the levels that you want to manage them. For example, numbers of requests for authorization. If that exceeds 5, you could have a red alert on that tile. Tiles act as filters, and it's a quick way of accessing data. Not only does my role center have information around security and administration, but also around emailing, approvals, and other things that may be associated with my role. I could even surface Power BI reports from here, but I can quickly and easily access information through these queues, have a look at the detail behind them, and make quick decisions to ensure I can get on with my day. Within things like our notifications and warnings, we can define retention policies, which allow us to save time clearing down data that's unnecessary in the system later on. Menus along the top are configured within these role centers and can also have additional options added to them. I've got access to approvals because I'm the IT manager and will need to approve internal purchase requests or purchase requests within my team. But equally, I might need to raise purchase orders myself. I can further tailor the menu by searching for specific functions through the Tell Me. Tell Me searches the current page, but also functionality that I have access to. I can use the bookmark icon to add that to the menu at the top, meaning that I don't have to go and find that every single time. Individual users can also do this. User groups are a way of merging together security permission sets. So these are different levels of access throughout the system. These can be associated with those same roles and means that administration can be done quickly and easily. Users are drawn in from Office 365. Users can only have access to the Business Central system if you've granted it, and will require specific licensing in order to perform functions. There are multiple levels of licensing available within Business Central, from users who can simply view data and run reports, through to users who can run full end-to-end processes, or users that are shared on a machine, perhaps in a warehouse. The type of license you associate with them in Office 365 Active Directory will determine what functions they're able to perform within the system. Those permission sets and user groups then define what they can actually access. I can synchronize my users through from Office 365, will pull in any new users, and will also mark any users up for me that I've already disabled. Because Dynamics 365 Business Central sits within the Microsoft 365 suite, it does mean that I'm able to use two-factor authentication available either through Microsoft or through complementary tools that are available, meaning I can fully ensure the security within my product is the same across my network and my Outlook or Office access too. Within an individual user's configuration, it's possible for us to effect further changes. We've perhaps associated them with a user group or permission set, but we need to amend that. These can be done on a company by company basis so that users don't have to have access to all data. However, there are options to have super users and full administration users where needed. It is possible to view what license is associated with the user within Business Central, but you do need to go into the 365 administration to associate those licenses with users. Within effective permissions, we can view all assigned permissions for this user, and if we need to, make changes that are user defined specific to the data needs of this end user. Historical and former users are also maintained within the system. This means that all audits and information that are tracked against those users can still be interrogated, but they have no licenses associated, therefore can't log into the application. Customizations within Business Central will sit within App Management. These are the layers of functionality over the top of the core system, and if needed, you can test these in sandbox environments that are available within the licensing. There are a number of places throughout Business Central where audits can be run and performed. These could be on changes to records and data, or even around data privacy settings. As an administrator of the system, it is possible for you to reclassify data settings. It may be that data that isn't normally classed as sensitive within other organisations may be for yourselves, or you've got specific policies around data retention and data management. It's possible to process specific fields and change the sensitivity or data type held within them to make them sensitive or personal to allow you to comply with things like GDPR. We can also apply filters to unclassified fields in the system and actually go back through and recatalogue those as needed. We can also track changes around these specific fields. So if, for example, a user changed payment terms on a vendor record, it would be possible to find out who did that, what the change was, and even add an approval process if we need to. Any changes can be logged in the background. And we can again, as with all list views, apply filters to search for specific date ranges or fields that have been changed. With all forms and lists, we are able to personalise as we saw with the home page, so we can add in any fields which will allow us to filter this data down further when we need to.